Everybody, we are back. It is Taped on Live, your favorite Raiders podcast, favorite Raiders channel, favorite Raiders everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Boom. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at Glenn Rockney for Glenn, at mholder95 for Matt, who'll be here in any second. And also pandasubs.com, discount code TDL for 25% off. And also make sure you hit up Homage right here. Boom. Make sure you hit up that link, of course, for that. And also make sure you hit up the Tape Don't Lie store, tapedontlie.store, which that link might be right here. Also, you can get the shop also on YouTube as well. You can just don't even have to go to the Tape Don't Lie store. Shop's right on YouTube. You can go to YouTube, see that shop right there. So check that out as well. And yeah, and then it's time, guys. It's here. Free agency's here. And it's been a pretty exciting day. A lot of signings, a lot of movement, a lot of money spent, a lot of tampering. Yeah. A lot of tampering. It is tampering day. I mean, it isn't official yet. I guess maybe we have a Frank Gore situation here.
Roger Saffold. Remember Roger Saffold?
Yeah.
With the Raiders?
Yeah.
They failed his physical.
I know, but that was actually like a blessing, wasn't it?
He was like pretty good. I think he ended up going. I just remember that was like a big signing. One of Reggie McKenzie's first big signings, if I'm not mistaken. And then and then that happened. That's always. I mean, these guys are gonna sign with the Raiders. That's what this is.
Yeah. Baby Suge wanted me to play his this video, so I'm gonna play this video real quick because it's a shout out to the chat. So I'm gonna play this real quick. I got you, Baby Suge. I got you here, dog. Can you guys hear it?
No.
Big shout out. CMB10.
Here you go.
Dog. Sending me a tumbler. Tape Don't Lie tumbler for free, man. In the mail. Baby Suge. See what I'm saying, Marcus? It's called love right here, big dog. See what I'm saying, Glenn?
That's a nice tumbler.
It's called love right here, big dog.
Beautiful.
You don't know nothing about love, Matt. We know you don't love nobody. Man, look at that thing. Sexy. Can't wait to use it at work when I get my job. You know what I'm saying?
What is in that tumbler?
Right here, dog.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, but there it is, big dog. You know what I'm saying? It is a nice tumbler. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it looks great.
It's very nice.
Sturdy. Looks sturdy.
Yeah, it's perfect for any type of drinking.
I'll say,
in my opinion. Yeah. But yeah, man. How you feeling, Glenn? How you feeling after tampering started today?
So I mean, it's obviously exciting, right? There's really no bigger dopamine rush day typically, because even the draft, right? Like you got to wait your turn a lot of times. But like with the Raiders, it could happen at any moment. They could sign somebody, and they did. They were active. I will say I am a little cynical about free agency, a little bit.
Okay.
And being the team that spends the most money, I don't know if they've spent the most money because Washington sure spent a lot too. But Titans, but being high up there, you kind of think that at least 50% of that is something you're going to be cutting eventually. Like it's just the way it works. Now that being said, they did a really good job, I think, with a lot of the contracts. They got interesting players that were about 25 to 27 years old. This isn't like 32-year-old. Let's see what Jordy Nelson's got. Like back in the day. So these were people that were ascending players or players that are already good. And it was a 3-year period, which Spytek kind of set the Raiders window, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
He basically was like, this is going to take 3 years for us to build this. That's just the way I looked at this today. I was like, okay, he set the window at 3 years or 2 years, if you want to put it that way. And we can get you another contract if it's going well. And if not, we'll go another direction. But to get Nakobe Dean, to get Tyler Linderbaum, I mean, I didn't think they'd get both of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think some of the smaller signings, which is always what I prefer in free agency. Taron Johnson, the trade for that, I really like that. And then I like Jalen Naylor. I thought that Jalen Naylor was a very smart way to attack a overinflated wide receiver market.
Mm-hmm.
So I overall I like it, but I am always a little cynical about spending money in free agency. They had to. It's not like they had a choice. They had to spend this money, and I think they did a good job with it.
Yeah, I agree. I
Everyone
think
says, I know we have to spend. Everyone's like, oh, we have to spend. I know. I'm just letting you guys know these guys aren't all going to be on the team in a couple of years. Like, it's just the way. People think that all the signings are really good, and there's just a good chance that's not the case.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I mean, do all these guys last this long on here? I don't agree with that, right? I mean, and you know, I think in free agency too, like you have to overpay, right?
Of course.
I mean, Alex Pierce getting 28 million is crazy, and I know he got that from his team. I know, but he got that because of the market that he was going to get. They had to pay him that much because he was going to get paid that way. I'm happy that the Raiders didn't have to pay that. I really am. Yeah, I'm really happy the Raiders didn't have to pay that much.
Well, and if you're gonna overspend, right? Like, the Raiders, like, there were a couple positions. First off, let's be real, they got to pay the Raider tax right now, especially after trading Max Crosby. Like, you kind of have to pay the Raider tax. Linderbaum, I mean, that was a crazy deal. I mean, nonetheless, I was like, wow, that's a lot higher than I even thought he would get, but no regrets. I mean, you have to, no one's ever going to fault you for saying we got to make sure O-line's not a problem. Now they need to do some more work, I think, in terms of getting veteran O-line. And I think there's going to be some smaller signings, veteran competition there, but locking up that quarter, kind of freeing up a draft need by getting Linderbaum, and then also having a veteran center who fits the run game like a glove, should produce right away, and is only 25 years old. Like that's the good stuff right there. Like that to me, you saw some people go, well, that's a lot of money, but it's like you're bringing in a new quarterback. You cannot get cute with your center. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be like, oh, I found some guy for $3 million on the street and he's going to be incredible. Nah, I'll take my chances with Linderbaum.
Yeah. Checkmate. Just say start the show early before the show. But yeah, it was funny to see the Chargers guys, all the Chargers, some of the guys I respect. I might do Steve, man. They were like, oh, I'd rather take, was it Biadasz? How do you say
Biadasz, yeah.
Biadasz. I'd rather have Biadasz for cheaper than pay that money for Linderbaum. I'm like, no, you wouldn't, bro. Like, tell the truth. No, you wouldn't.
Especially with Mike McDaniel
you don't
calling
believe
plays.
That.
Yeah, with Mike McDaniel calling plays, you want Linderbaum. I mean, Linderbaum is pretty damn good, man. Like, that's a good. To be honest, I saw a lot of Charger fans getting a little scared. And again, I don't think you win. You don't win in March. It's not what happens. But it's less about what the Raiders did and then also what they still have available to them. Like, they spent a lot today. They got a lot of players, but then they also have 2 first-round picks, one of which is guaranteed to be their quarterback of the future. And then they have another 2 first-round picks in the draft that everybody's excited about, 2027. So it's kind of, to me, it's kind of like, okay, there's a plan here. Nakobe Dean saying he chose the Raiders over the Cowboys, offers being very similar. That was refreshing to see. Yeah. I mean, I'm not that the Cowboys are this, they're not the 90s Cowboys right now, but still they've had more wins than the Raiders last year. And that stuff is really encouraging to me. And I really just hope they're able. It looks like they have about 45 or 50 million left to me. I kind of want to be a volume shooter with that and try to find some people with that like $6-7 million range, 1-year deals here and there, just to kind of upgrade slightly at some of the positions and free up their draft. Because if you do a mock draft today, a mock draft simulator, it is a little easier because you're like, okay, they're not drafting a center. They're probably not going to prioritize linebacker early right now in the draft. I could see them addressing it later, but these were positions that we might have taken earlier with them. So it is nice to see that they're doing that.
Yeah, I agree with that, dude. I mean, you're going to have to spend money in free agency, man. I mean, the Ravens offered him $22 million. So that was the starting point.
Wow.
I was wondering, I was trying to think about like when we did the offseason thing. Did we sign any of these linebackers? Did we get any of these guys?
What do you mean?
Dean, huh? We did sign Dean. I was trying to remember to go back to that show before we started this.
Oh, I see. Yeah. We signed. Oh, you're saying on the simulator. I believe we did. I believe we signed Nakobe Dean. We got Linderbaum and Dean. So we did.
Right.
And that to me felt like, that's not going to happen. Like that felt like we're getting too crazy with it.
All right, what's up, Matt, man?
What's up, fellas? How we doing?
It's good, man. Good.
Good.
So just talk about Linderbaum a little bit here. Just not really just get into the topic. We're going to get into like the signings in depth in a second, but we're just kind of talk about how we thought about the free agency. What were your thoughts, Matt?
I mean, it sounds like I caught the tail end of that Linderbaum conversation. Like that's the big one. Obviously, I think if you're looking for the Raiders to make a big splash signing, that was going to be the big one that you had a lot of people had circled. And I mean, obviously they ended up getting it done. Ton of money. 27 million is going to be 9 million more than any other center and 3 million more than any guard. Like I remember when that report came out that he was going to try and test the market. I'm like, I bet he's trying to get some guard money. Turns out I was right, and then some on top of it. So got paid, but I think like we talked about before, like any decent free agent they're going to have to overpay for. And I think to get a 25-year-old center, I think he's going to turn 26 here soon. You know, 25-year-old center who's made the Pro Bowl in 3 out of 4 years, and you really needed offensive line help badly, especially when you're about to have a rookie quarterback and you have a second-year running back who couldn't find any breathing room. That's huge. And I think you could easily make the argument that Linderbaum's been a top 5 center basically since he got in the league. He's past 4 years ago now. So end up paying big for a big name free agent, but I love it. I mean, perfect fit in Kubiak's offense. We're not going to talk about you're not going to find many centers who can impact the perimeter running game.
Yeah,
but he can because he's a freaky athlete. So I was stoked to see that one. That one made me jump out of my seat for a little bit when I first saw it in there. I was pretty excited to see them end up landing Linderbaum because for a while I didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't think they were going to be able to make the pitch to him. But Spike Tech said, "I'm not getting outbid in this war, I guess."
Well, and the centers went really early too. Like they really did. It was kind of I think it was Cade Mays went pretty early in the day. A lot of that market were to a point where I was like, well, it better be Linderbaum or else we're drafting one. Yeah, Biotish, right? Exactly.
Biotish signed before free agency started because the Commander let him go too. So
it's it's definitely. I mean, that's the one where I was like, you're never gonna get me to hate that deal, really. Like it's just for what it is. Now, if they had to go hit I will say I'm so glad they lost so much last year because you think about if you have to spend like 35 million on quarterback, then go get Linderbaum. You know what I mean? Then you're kind of like, is this even my guy? Is this even my guy for the future? Am I going to have a quarterback for Linderbaum? So like at least they've gone into this offseason, I think, with a bit of a head start on a lot of teams.
I mean, we've talked about it before, but it feels like this offseason is like for the first time in a while, and famous last words, knock on wood, every good luck, don't jinx this term, but it feels like things are finally starting to fall in place. You get the number one coach that you wanted. You get the number one pick who's a great fit in that coach's system. Like you get Linderbaum, who's one of the top free agents in the class and fits one of your biggest needs and is a great fit for your offense and exactly what you need to do. So yeah, it does feel like a little bit of everything's starting to fall in place for once. But again, famous last words when we talk about the Raiders in the offseason. So
you also the Crosby return. I mean, I know some people might want to keep him, but like they don't have to have a Micah Parsons situation where Parsons is with them and kind of agitating them to trade him. It's done. It's done. Like so
hanging out on the training table.
Exactly. Like that's all done. Like it's like you said, knock on wood, and like what, but it feels competent. Feels like competent. There's a plan, you know. And I was talking about earlier, Matt. I'd like to hear your take on this. The 3-year deals, is that a window? Do you think all these 3-year deals they were signing, is that Spytech declaring kind of a window? You get 25 to 27-year-old players on 3-year deals. It kind of feels like, hey, it's going to take about 2-3 years to build this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the goal from the jump, and I think like the reason why they're doing that too is kind of what you're talking about, like play the window, and like be in a spot where like in a few years, if things do hit right and Fernando Mendoza does pan out, then you have an option. You have like the opportunity to be able to re-sign him and not create a ton of cap space and whatnot. So yeah, I think it's kind of like a signal of, especially with the young guys, to be like, yeah, we're getting prepped for a multi-year rebuild that we need to invest in, and then kind of take it from there.
Yeah. All right, let's get some of these questions and we'll deep dive into the class here. What direction do you have the Raiders going in the draft, the first 4 rounds, or at least hope with Naylor signed? Would you still draft Tyson? Yes.
I mean,
I don't know anybody else. What about the direction the first 4 rounds for you guys?
I mean, for me, got to get some edge rushers. Like Quiddy pays like what is I liked his game coming out of Michigan, but he hasn't quite panned out at this stage, and I'm very worried about him being the number one rusher. And then obviously they gave Malcolm Kuntz the prove it deal he got last year, all over again. So they're going round 2 with Malcolm Kuntz. So it's an interesting one. But to me, I mean, the problem is I don't know what edge rushers are going to be available at 14. It's kind of an interesting one. Like, their best option is probably going to be like a TJ Parker, which I wouldn't be thrilled about, especially if they're going to go to an odd front and stuff like that. But that's the one for me where I look at it and like they could really use some pass rush help for sure this year.
You'd hope they'd be able to go get a Caleb Chase on or something, go bring him in, which is funny. It's kind of like getting the band back together with Rob Leonard from a few years ago. But I would take that. And then you figure, I think 36 is actually a decent spot to take an edge. I think it's better than 14 to take an edge because I think you have like Akis, perhaps R. Mason Thomas. I think these guys work in with what they're trying to do on defense. But I've been saying this a lot. I just really want to get defensive talent on this team, especially in the first 4 rounds. Now they freed themselves up on linebacker a little bit. Like they don't really have to do off-ball linebacker early right now. They can do it maybe 4th, 5th round, maybe somebody developmental, but they don't really have to do that right now. So to me, and I'm corner is definitely something you want to attack, but to me, it's kind of like I want just defensive line, just the front 4. I attack that twice within the first 4 picks in my or first 5 picks, I should say, in my opinion. Now that they have 5 in the 4, in the first 4 rounds, they have what, like 7 picks? Actually, yeah. So they have a lot. Picks. They have a lot. So that to me, it's just. You hope a Caden McDonald's falling. I don't know what 14's weird, right? Because 14, you're just like, I have no clue what's going to be there. Just no clue.
Yeah, and my thing too, when you asked about like with Jalen Naylor, somebody asked a question I probably deep dive into when we talk about the free agents themselves. But there's just this one play where he didn't come back to the football, and I was like, I'm drafting somebody. He didn't come back to the football. Can you guys go over how many games the new linebackers were serious over the years? And what position do you go after at 14 to 16, 36? Kind of talked about that already a little bit, but I think Quay Walker is the only one who's really missed games. Jalen Naylor just didn't. He played with Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson.
Didn't Nakobe
Dean's missed it?
He's missed a lot of games. Because his money did not match what I thought he was going to get, and it has to be because of that, right? Like he got less money than Quay Walker, which I was when they signed Quay Walker, I was thinking they signed Quay Walker to like a 2-year, like $20 million deal. I was like, oh yeah, sure, sounds good. And then I was like, whoa, we got 3 years, 40? That's nuts. I thought that was kind of like that was the one deal today where I just went, whoa, it was the Quay Walker thing, but Nakobe Dean has missed games. I mean, it's their these are gambles. I mean, I think there's a reason the Eagle. I know Roseman kind of takes just BPA, but Roseman took Jahad Campbell, and kind of said, well, maybe this guy's healthier at least.
Yeah, Nakobe Dean, like that's been his problem since he was a prospect. Like if you remember, Nakobe Dean was like a 1st-round talent that a lot of people were surprised when he slid out of day 1. Yeah. And then even more surprised when he slid out of the 2nd round. And it came out later that he had I think a shoulder issue or something like that. And he's one of those guys that's a classic, really good when on the field. The problem is the when on the field portion of that statement. It just doesn't quite happen enough. So yeah, I was happy they got Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker. I like the linebacker additions, especially Nakobe Dean. I've liked his game for a while.
Sure.
But again,
you're right.
You still got to have you got to have at least one good backup for those. Because I was looking at it, Quay Walker, he's missed 3 games, 4 games, 3 games. So what is that? 11 games in the last 10 games in the last 3 years.
Yeah. What did you think? I don't know if you guys saw. There was a guy I believe covers the Packers. He's at the Sage Hitman 33, or at least he's like a Packer fan. He had because I was trying to figure out like who does what on this defense in terms of these 2 linebackers, like what role they play. And this guy said, I can pretty much tell you that Rob, I think he means Rob Leonard here, will have Nakobe at Mike calling the defense and have Quay playing outside. Then everyone will suddenly wonder why Quay is balling. well, he'll be playing where he's supposed to be playing. I don't know what you guys think about that. Like, so is Quay playing out of position in Green Bay? Because I feel like the fan base was down. Their fan base was down on him a little bit.
Yeah. Quay Walker, I mean, he's basically, if you just want to go off his PFF grade and stuff like that, he's basically Devin White without missed tackles.
The missed tackles.
Kind of
that was the one thing I was like. I remember when they signed him. Like I remember Quay Walker never like living up to the hype, and then I pulled up his PFF. I'm like, but 8% missed tackle rate, and I will take that. Tackles, I will take someone who I could just trust to make the plays consistently.
Yeah, man. All right. And then did Wyatt Teller sign with anyone? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think some of those guys, those veteran guys, might stick around till after the draft because you want to see what you get in the draft, and then maybe a guy like that signs a 1-year deal. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't know if it's somebody you got to go get right now.
Yeah. How do you feel about the linebackers? Kind of, like I said, we'll get into that in a second when we get to those teams contract breakdowns. Like I said, we'll do that in a second. You said I've never liked this Raiders team more than last year's.
Unfortunately, I think there's a couple. I think there's a couple candidates for teams that I've hated.
Are the Chargers the worst team in the AFC West now? No, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, we gotta wait. No. We gotta wait for that type of stuff.
They didn't win.
I hate to break it to you guys, but
it's still us. But that's okay. They did good today. I mean, they did good. I mean, we're kind of already nitpicking it a little bit, but it's like, we'll see. They've added. They got better today. That's all. In my opinion, they're a better team today than they were 2 weeks ago. And that's all that matters.
Yeah. I'm saying, will you make a draft big board to follow? Also, thoughts of you making a mock draft to bet on who is closest, which subs choose between you. I mean, we're doing like a big draft. I mean, I'll probably do a big board because I'm doing a lot of draft stuff, and then Matt does. He can at least do linebackers and defensive line, regardless. So,
yeah,
you know what I mean. And I could probably do everything else. So I think we're gonna do a big board for sure. Let's try to make sure you get the paid questions here first. Good thoughts on Matt Gay as our kicker.
How old is he?
He's old. He's not a good kicker. He's not better than Carlson, I don't think. That's weird. Because he has like a 73%. I'm like, that's awful. Like, that's not something you want to do, man. You know what I mean? Do you sign another outside corner or roll with
Porter? He's only 31.
Yeah, he was on 2 teams last year because he was bad.
Oh, I thought he was like 40. I don't know. Maybe I've been confused.
He's one of those names that stands out, but he hasn't been as long.
It is a name that stands out. Yeah.
Didn't make fun of it all.
No, because you know what? I'm the kicker on the football team, so now you regret saying that. Yeah,
kicker with that last name is unfortunate, man. Yeah. You had no other position you could have played.
Yeah, I know. You got to be like spitting teeth out linebacker. Be like, I dare you to make fun of me.
Yeah.
You got to take a couple cycles just to boost yourself up.
Yeah.
Linderbaum got paid. Do they have to overspend that much? Ravens got fleeced.
We traded Max Crosby for Linderbaum and 2 first-round picks. It was an absolute highway robbery, in my opinion.
And still gained about $3 million, $3.5 million.
Yeah. Easy. What a dumb team they are.
Do we sign another outside cornerback or roll with Porter and Stokes? I think they should draft one. I think they do that.
They'll draft one. I don't mind. I didn't mind the Stokes deal at all. I thought that was fine.
No, that one was actually perfect for me. I was like, I remember talking about it on here. Like I was saying before, like Stokes is a guy where if they re-sign him, it depends on the price. And my price range was 10 to 12 million per year, and I was hoping they would stay away from the 15 to 20 range. So they took the low end on that. And that to me was like a great deal for both sides. I think there. So I was pretty happy with that one. I'm good with.
Did Chiefs got Darren Waller? What just happened?
Oh no! Don't do that to me, Darren.
All right. How much is the run game improved on a scale 1 to 10? 10. So right now, 10.
12, 15.
Yeah.
12.
Sure. I mean, schematically, even before Linderbaum, I thought it was going to improve. But that's way better.
What did you guys think about the Teron Johnson pickup?
I liked it
down a little bit.
I dove into his tape earlier today. I'll be honest, he was type of guy I was kind of hoping they'd stay away from because he's about to turn 30. He's been declining over the last couple of years. I know he was an All-Pro 2 years ago, but the last 2 years haven't been the same, and he's been battling injuries. That being said, like, I mean, they swapped the 6th and the 7th round pick, and it's really more like a 1-year contract, so it's not a terrible deal. I was watching his game. Like, he is physical. Like, he's pretty good in press coverage. Like, he had a couple good reps. One against like Hunter Henry where he held his own, and he's like willing to get involved in the running game and stuff like that. So like, I like that part about his game, but he's just not very quick and athletic and in coverage. Where like if he doesn't get his hands on someone, like he's kind of screwed. Like I'll dive into that a little bit when we do our breakdown later this week. So. That was the one where I'm like, that was one of the first moves that they made. And I was like, this was kind of the exact opposite of what I'd hoping they would do, just given his age, his injury history. And again, not thrilled about, I mean, it's not a big deal of giving up swapping the 6th and the 7th round pick, but a guy that was going to get released that they could have just signed on their own. But so wasn't thrilled about that one, but it's not the end of the day it's not the end of the world. And I think if you're looking at the draft, you can still go after a nickel at the very least, like get somebody else in. But it was one that I hate to bring down the mood a little bit, though. I wasn't really thrilled about.
Yeah, I wasn't that much. I think it's just a veteran, and maybe he plays better. Maybe we get a Casey Hayward type of stuff. You know what I mean? That's really what you gotta hope for there. I mean, with that one, just because he's he is a veteran. He's coming off a couple bad years, but you just gotta hope that he just raises his game and maybe he just has a little chip on the shoulder about it. You know what I mean? That's really, you got to hope about that one. All right, let's get into this because most of these questions we're going to answer if we talk about these guys, these signings just all together, right? All right, so we only got 2 signings on offense. All right, so got Tyler Linderbaum, 3 years, $81 million, $60 guaranteed. Jalen Naylor, 3 years, $35 million, $23 guaranteed. What are you guys' thoughts? And I'll get my thoughts in here too.
Well, with Naylor, I talked about it at the beginning of the show. I thought this wide receiver market was like a complete trap. Like if you bought the top of this receiver market, it wasn't gonna look good for you. It reminds me of the year when Christian Kirk was the top free agent, wide receiver. Or I mean, the Raiders did it once with Tyrell Williams, who I didn't hate, but he could never see the field. Usually. Teams don't let it's like tackles. They don't let good tackles reach free agency, and they don't let good wide receivers reach free agency unless they're like head cases or something. And even then, you usually have to trade for those guys. Naylor's one of the Bishop Gorman. That's kind of cool, so kind of local there. But every time I would watch Vikings games, he would pop out at like making a nice third down play and stuff, and I was like, this guy's pretty good. Yeah, if you play fantasy, sometimes if you're really down bad, you got to pick up like Jalen Naylor for a week or something, and it's like, sometimes he surprises you or something. But I know a lot of people want the number 1 receiver in free agency, but I'm telling you, like, you'll pay for a number 1 and you're gonna get a number 2. What they did is paid for a number 2. Like they paid for a number 2. Actually got a pretty good deal on one, in my opinion. A lot of people think this is like a huge overpay. I don't think so. I think he's skilled. He has familiarity with Kubiak, I believe. I believe they crossed over a little bit. And
I don't think so.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I think he got there the year Kubiak left.
Okay. So not there. But I think he's kind of a fan favorite among a lot of Vikings fans. Like really like him. I have a couple friends who like the Vikings, and they're like, man, you guys are gonna love him. Like, but they're not paying him to be a number 1. They're paying him, kind of just to be what he is, and that works for me for a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I didn't know a ton about Naylor. I knew he was like the 3rd wide receiver, and I know he could fly in Minnesota, but I didn't really know much about his game. And then obviously his production is pretty underwhelming. But I'll tell you what, the one thing that did make me feel more encouraged, and I saw Marcus, you tweeted about this too, but I opened up Twitter, and there's probably about 3 or 4 like people who I trust, like that break down tape and whatnot, and don't just look at the stats. And they love the signing. So I'm like, all right, well, this makes me feel a little bit better about it. But yeah, I was not exactly thrilled about it. But I think, like Glenn said, like with Alec Pierce, like I knew he was going to get more money than what he really deserved, because he ended up being the top receiver to actually hit the open market with Pickens getting tagged. But I was still hoping he would be in like the low to mid 20s. not the highest paid receiver in the NFL at $30 million a year.
Right.
When I saw that, I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm good. I'm happy that
Film is not that good either, man. People swear it is. People swear it is. I don't agree, but
yeah. So Naylor at $35 million over 3 years, that I can live with. And I think too, like, especially not ending up landing Saheed. I think you got the speed that I think that Kubiak's going to want in the offense.
Shaheed got quite a bit too. Shaheed got more than I thought he was going to get. It was like 3 years, 51 or something. So I think they might have this problem for the whole year. And I've people go, who's the number one receiver? Well, for one, it's Brock Bowers, but I still get it. You're going to need that X receiver, and I'm fine with that being the thing in 2027 that we need to attack right away. Right now, it's get better up front, fix the run game, and just protect your rookie quarterback. And you'll be able to you have 2 first-round picks next year in a year where everyone's going to want to go get a quarterback.
Yeah.
And you never know where the Raiders are going to be picking with their own pick and where the Ravens are going to be picking. And you will have the opportunity to really attack that position in a year. And to be honest, who knows? Besh, some of these guys, Tucker, like under Kubiak, they might show out a little bit.
Yeah. My dude Craig said it's not that it's egregious for Alex. I watch Alex Pierce's film that he is not 28. I don't care what anybody says. But yeah, Jalen Naylor. I liked his film. I thought he's a good route runner. He's just not like a dominant wide receiver. Like he's not going to be able to take over a game or anything like that. But he is a good route runner. He does run really good routes. Definitely understands leverage, how to win. You just got to move him around a little bit. He is pretty good against press too. But so I really do like his film, but it was just like nuanced things. Like when he had an interception with JJ McCarthy, he could come back to the ball, bro. You know what I mean? So that's why you see things like that. That's what's going to keep him. Why I feel like that he's not going to stop you from doing anything.
Right.
But I do believe that he can help this football team if he gets a chance to get some targets, and you probably could work something out and make him a pretty good receiver. But it feels like more of like a Josh Palmer signing than anything else. You know what I mean? Like Josh Palmer, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Linderbaum, I don't understand this. Like I keep seeing people ask these questions. People get on his pass blocking. I don't see it on film. And the thing is, like when you're a center, and it's like how Andre James kept his grade pretty high. It's like sometimes like you don't get a lot of action. And the only time I saw him lose a rep was when he had to do a kind of a fake counter, and he had to block George Karlaftis. That was the only time, because he's not like a bruiser, right? He's not gonna like totally. I mean, he does have some pancakes here and there, but he's not like just dominant dude who's gonna just bruise everybody around, toss guys around like that. He is the ultimate zone center, which he is gonna be athletic. He is freakish movement. His movement is kind of freakish. Some of the stuff he does, I was like, how do you do that at the center position? I don't know how he gets around on some of his reach blocks and how he just covers people. It's crazy. And then the big thing too is that like the Ravens never missed a blitz when I was watching the film. They never missed a blitz. He would call it out. He would be communicating with Lamar Jackson right before the snap. He's pointing things out. He has everybody in line. If somebody gets beat and he's not blocking anybody, he's right there to help them. Right. So this is the ultimate O-line captain. Like you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. This dude is an O-line captain. He is like a center. You know what I mean? You shouldn't put him anywhere else. You know what I mean? Like he's not like JPJ where you move him around a little bit. No, this dude's a center. He's your captain. And like I said, he's going to make everybody better. That's the thing about him. I feel like that's why I love this and why he deserves all this money, because this offensive line is going to be better. Like I feel like that's why I'm like, are they feel good enough about DJ Glaze and not even go out to any right tackles here? Like, or they could do that in the draft? Like, what is their plan there? Because he might make DJ Glaze look better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this whole offensive line is just going to improve just because he's plugged in there, because that's what a center does, right? A center is the captain, right? And I think that's what he is, man. He is that type of guy that kind of just changes this whole offensive line and takes it to the next level. Like, he just doesn't get beat in the run game, really. You know what I mean? And he's just like, it's the and that's what the Raiders are going to do. Yeah. That's what they're going to do. They're going to run the ball a lot. And I think that's going to be a big factor here. But we'll see what they do at the guard position. But and the rest of the offensive line. But this dude, he's going to make everybody better, man. Caleb Rogers is going to play better. You know what I mean? Like everybody's going to be better if they go that route. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do, though.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be on the same page. And I saw Ted Wynn like talking about this too. Like he pointed this out. Like part of the problem with Linderbaum's pass pro is like Lamar held onto the ball for so long and would do all the scrambling around, and that's where you kind of like get those pressures racked up as an offensive lineman when you have to sit there and block for 3.5 seconds consistently because your quarterback got the ball. Which don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Lamar shouldn't do that because that's how he makes a ton of plays, but that the downside of that is that you're going to end up giving up some pressures and sacks every now and again.
Well, and I guess, to play devil's advocate here, because I do love this signing, but I think it's important to say, like, Baltimore didn't really feel very good about their offensive line last year. And when you're talking about elevating the talent, could we say that the talent elevated last year for the Ravens? Because, I mean, they're anytime you'd watch Ravens Twitter or whatever, they want to barbecue Daniel Faalele, like just these guys. I know that's not saying he's not going to do that with the Raiders, but like, I think they still need to do a lot more on the line.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is like he's going to make the offensive line better. I mean, are they going to take a chance to improve some of those guys? I'm sure they will look into it. I don't know if they'll be as much as like willing to go after some of these guys, man. I mean, I think they might draft some guys to fill those positions. But yeah, I mean, the guys around him weren't good. But that's my point is that if Lamar was getting rid of the ball in 2.5 seconds, he wouldn't get touched. Let's just say that. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, he doesn't get touched. Because I swear, like I was watching the Chiefs game. Because I watched a couple games. I watched one with Tyler Huntley and then one with Lamar. And like Lamar, he did cause a lot of pressure last year, waiting to kind of throw the football a little bit. But I feel like that he wouldn't get touched because Tyler Huntley did not get touched. And I know the Bears didn't have a good defensive line, and I'm going to probably watch a couple more games tonight. But yeah, dude, it just wasn't. This dude's a stud, man. I don't know where to explain it, man. Because he probably got like the second best center in the league right now, in my opinion. I mean,
yeah, he's legit. Like you said, he's an athletic freak for how damn big.
I remember him coming out in Iowa. It was just kind of like the guy was just checked every box.
Yeah. He's so damn quick.
Couple more offensive questions with the defense here. Running back to free agency or the draft, who fits? I think they're gonna go in the draft for running back.
Yeah, I'm looking like it because I don't even know who's left in free agency running back.
I'd still bring back Mostert on a 1-year deal and then draft somebody day 3 and just Mostert fits this. Mostert fits. We know he fits the Shanahan run scheme.
I found out they had a formal meeting with Emmett Johnson from Nebraska.
It's interesting. The guy I've been watching, he's got an interesting story for sure. Is the Kentucky running back Seth McGowan. I don't know if you guys have watched him at all. He served jail time, so I'll lead with that. But
he fits.
But he bounced back. We love a redemption story here at Raider Nation, and he crushed it at the combine, and he was really good for Kentucky. And he kind of worked his way back from being locked up, and he went to a small school, then made his way to Kentucky. He's a day 3 for sure, going to be a day 3 guy in my opinion because of all of that. But I'm like, that's something I take. I mean, if you're going to take a chance on Tommy Millott and Cam Miller in the 6th round, that's somebody I take a chance on.
Yeah.
But Rashad White's still out there, so that's not.
Yeah.
There's too.
By Tech connections.
Go get
where does JPJ fit in all of this? Is it open for a trade or keep up with the contract? So I think he's just play guard, man.
He's gonna play guard. Yeah, that's what he is. And if they thought he was gonna play center, they wouldn't have even looked at Tyler. They wouldn't have spent $27 million a year on a center if they thought JPJ was gonna be their center.
Yes, I do like that prize. If somebody asked that as well. So many more offensive questions. Then we get the defense here. What else we got here? Nothing really. Mostly just people are really interested in this. I mean, we sign more defensive guys.
Yeah,
so it makes sense. right?
Which makes me think in the draft they really want to free themselves up to take a receiver.
Rather Devin Lloyd for the extra $6 million or compared to Walker. All right, that's a good transition right there.
That is a good, interesting
Probably
question.
Devin Lloyd.
I know. Yeah.
Probably Devin Lloyd over for the extra money over Quay Walker. But
Yeah,
I got to dive into Quay's tape, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Just off the dome, I'd say Devin Lloyd.
Yeah. All right, so defense. We got Kwity, was it Paye?
I think it's Pay.
Kwity Paye. 3-year, $48 million, 32 guaranteed. That was pretty high for him, but that's okay. Quay Walker, 4 years, $40 million, 28. Kobe Dean, 3-year, 36, 20. Eric Stokes, 3-year, $30 million, 20 guaranteed. And Malcolm Kuntz got the same deal.
Malcolm Kuntz.
The cap did not go up in Malcolm Kuntz's mind. There was the cap stayed exactly where it was. Kwity Paye, real fast. A lot of people don't like this one, and I get it. It's not exactly who I thought they would, throw a sizable bag at. But the thing is, it's not really that big of a bag for an edge rusher. In fact, Paye was, through these, places that anticipate contracts or whatever, he was supposed to get about 17.9 a year. The Raiders got under that on Paye. So if you just don't like the player, I get it. And I'm not sure that I do. I thought he was an athletic freak coming out of college that could, develop into something. And he's had a couple of seasons of 8 sacks and stuff. So he has produced a little bit, he hasn't had that nuclear season that I think a lot of people expected coming out of Michigan. I definitely think the Michigan thing is a thing for sure. And why he's here, but I don't hate the contract. I'm just not sure I like the player. And I think that's a weird way to look at this. I don't think it's like, you were never going to get him for 1 year, $7 million. I think a lot of fans think that that's what his market was, but like I said, they got him actually under what his expected value was. So I don't know what you guys think of that.
Yeah. Oklafornia, if you want to answer your question, Hudson, I think it was Hudson versus Linderbaum. They're the same. I'm not going to say somebody's better Rodney Hudson.
Switzerland Marcus over here going neutral.
Yeah, I'm going neutral, man. I can't do that. I don't know if I want to do that yet. I can't do that. But we'll get to the rest of you guys' questions after we get to these players here. But it's just, he just is a guy to me. That's really what it is with Kwity Paye. He's just a guy. He's just a guy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But he did earn the 5th-year option. I noticed that, right? So because he had 16 sacks in 2023 and 2024, 16 sacks those 2 years, or 16 and a half sacks. So there is some potential. Maybe he had a down year. I just know he had a down year last year, and kind of that's why he's on the market. Yeah. But I think Quay Walker and Kobe Dean. Linebacker is such a weird position, man. Sometimes the grades might not match, but if you're a good tackler, bro, is he getting pushed back? What is the grade about? I can't wait till Matt breaks it down because I'm interested. I kind of want to look myself, but I'm interested because if he's not missing tackles, that means he's getting pushed back, or is he just getting thrown around? What is the other option there? Because usually when it comes to bad run blocking grades or run defending grade, a lot has to do with missed tackles. So if he's not missing tackles, then what is happening? So I'm interested in that, and I want to see what in coverage. And I think the Kobe Dean is just a good player. I think he's just all around, but you got to worry about if he's healthy or not. You guys are right about that. And then Stokes, I'm super interested in what they're going to do in the secondary since they brought back Stokes.
That might be an indicator of what they're doing in the secondary if you're bringing back Stokes, right? Wouldn't you say, if you're going to say I'm bringing Stokes back 3 years, $30 million, I'm going to run a similar, maybe not similar coverage, but just we're going to play off, a little bit. I don't know.
It's probably going to be if you're bringing back Stokes, I think you're probably running quite a bit of like you said, off coverage, a lot of cover 3, call it cover 4 quarters. But with Kwity Paye, I feel like it just happened. The edge market just dried up pretty quickly because Odafe Owe, Jalen Phillips, Boye Mafe, I feel like they signed pretty quickly. Even Joseph Osai.
Yeah, that was who I wanted.
They were all Joseph Osai was one of the guys I had my eye on too. I had all 4 of those guys ahead of Kwity Paye, and then it seemed like Paye was just kind of the last one that they had to end up settling on. I saw people talking about they needed to reach the salary floor, whatever, which might be some truth into that one. But Yeah, I will say with Kwity Paye, he's always been like an athletic freak. Like I remember I looked up his RAS after he hit 36 bench press reps with 33-inch arms, and then on top of it ran a 4.57 at 260 pounds. So he's an athletic freak. Like he's got a lot of tools that you can kind of like. Maybe you hope Rob Leonard can like kind of tap into his untapped talent. But and like you said, like he's been productive in the past. It's coming off a down year. And sometimes, as we know in the league, it's all about a recency bias and what have you done for me lately. So maybe there's some potential there, but I will say,
yeah, I will say I saw Rob. If Rob Leonard's going to be running a lot of stunts, like some people think is going to be happening, Paye looks really nice on a stunt. Like that athleticism really comes out. It's just like slingshot. That looks really good. So maybe that's in their mind a little bit there. I didn't hate that one. I just kind of felt like it was nothing. I really don't like the Quay Walker contract. I don't think he's that good. And I don't know. He's another guy where don't tell me he had 100 tackles. Devin White had like 900 tackles last year. Like I don't need to hear about tackle numbers. And he missed the lack of missed tackles is good. But if you watch the game, I think it's the playoff game against the Bears. Somebody did a cut up of it. He is just Jekyll and Hyde. Like there's a play where it looks so good in coverage. You're like, whoa, like that looks incredible. And then it looks like Devin White, like another play. Like it's actually like you're nowhere near where you need to be. And that's not to say I wouldn't want him on the team. It's just that's not cheap for an off the ball linebacker. And isn't it 3 years, 40 million mark?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I'm only saying that because that's more money per year that we're giving this guy. It's not chump change. I mean, Nakobe Dean, it's just a health thing, but he's great. And I think that could be your defensive leader and captain on defense. So that's great.
Also, it's Nakobe with an E.
Oh, it is.
But no, it's okay. I think with the it's funny. Like I remember when Dean and Walker were coming out of Georgia. Like Quay Walker was always the dude with like the traits dude. Like he's 6'4", like 250, can move. Like, and I think it speaks to what you're talking about. Whereas Dean was always the better linebacker, but he's like tiny. He's like 5'11". Like he's just like a little guy. And on top of the injury history, so that's why one of those guys went in the first round, and the other went in the third. But I think that's kind of the difference. Marcus is like, and like Glenn was talking about, like he'll be in the right spot. But I haven't watched the tape, but just kind of guessing off of it is Quay Walker will be in the right spot every now and again, but he doesn't have the instincts to be there consistently. And I think that's where you get it in, is the variance of like he'll make these sweet plays where he uses athleticism and stuff like that, and strength and athleticism to make a nice tackle or whatever. But then he'll also just get caught, like where he just doesn't look like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And in terms of Kuntz, I don't have a strong opinion on bringing Kuntz back on a 1-year deal. Some people hate it, some people love it. I don't. I will say I just don't want to see 51 starting for the Raiders next year, like starting edge rusher like that, because that contract, you don't have to start him at that contract. You just need to do something else at that position immediately. But if he was like edge 3 or 4, hey, I'd feel okay about that, I think.
Yeah. All right, let's run with the show. These questions. I got 85 questions here, man. These questions are nuts. So it's like trying to keep up. I was trying to get to this content where we get these questions. There's a whole bunch of them. All right, Freeling or Lemon at 14, or trade back to 24 for Messidor plus picks.
Wow, very specific. Who's trading up in this draft? That's my. Somebody has to love Ty Simpson. The only thing I can see is somebody goes, I got to get Ty Simpson before the Jets or something. But I'm not even sure that anyone's taking.
Maybe
Ty
for
Simpson
one of the wide receivers.
It's just to me that's only I don't think anybody from 24 is coming up there. I could be wrong, but 24 is the Cowboys, right? I believe, or it's either the Cowboys or the Bears. But 24 is the Cowboys. And the Cowboys have a pick at 12. So I don't really think, like, if people say trade back, I'm with you guys, but I'm having a hard time making a pick for the Raiders at 14, which means I think a lot of teams are having a hard time making a pick there. And I think they might just have to sit at 14. I'd love to trade back, but Lemon scares me a little bit. I think the pairing with Kubiak would be good, but I don't know. 5'11" receiver in the first round. I don't know.
Here's part of the problem with trading up is they're after the Rams' first pick. So if the Rams want Ty Simpson, they'll take him at 13. And then after that, it's like, okay, the Jets are 2 spots back, and then Tampa Bay splits them. So unless they think Tampa Bay is going to move on from Baker or get a succession plan for Baker, they're not going to be motivated to move up. So your only selling point is you want to get ahead of the Jets. And I just what team's going to do that? I mean, Minnesota, maybe Pittsburgh or something like that. I just don't think that it's going to be there. I don't think Ty Simpson's market's high enough, and especially after the Raiders don't have the tool in their back pocket of we'll take him then, because obviously they'll have Mendoza at this point.
Yeah, they know you're not. Also, to me, I think one player that he's either going number 4 overall or he's going to slide is Jeremiah Love. Because you look at look at what the teams that were rumored to be taking him did at running back today. Kansas City pays Kenneth Walker, and the Saints pay Travis Etienne. So I could see somebody coming up for Jeremiah Love at 14. That's something I could see where somebody's just like, you know what, I'm picking it. If I'm Minnesota at 18, I'm just like, let me go up a couple spots. But again, I don't think they're going to be able to trade way back into the 20s, because that's usually a quarterback. Somebody's coming up, you're moving down 10, moving up 10 spots. You're usually doing that for a quarterback, or the year the Texans did it for Will Anderson Jr., but I'm just not sure it's that kind of draft.
No, there's not that. There's not a Will Anderson Jr. in this draft.
Definitely not at 14. There never was at 14. Yeah.
And to answer the question about Freeling is raw.
Yeah.
He is not ready to start. So if you put him out there, it's going to be like Colton Miller's rookie year. So it might become Colton Miller at the end. Right, but I just want you to know that he is raw. He has literally no idea what he's doing. He's huge though. He's huge, and he can just move people, and he has some long arms, and he's athletic as hell, and he can move. He's the perfect fit. It's just he is raw, man. His feet all over the place. And if he doesn't just tear your head off, you just go right past him in the run game.
Yeah,
he's raw as hell, man.
He's going to be a first-round pick, but he's a guy I kind of thought should have stayed.
Yeah,
I get it because you're going to be a first-round guy, but
I hope Fano's there. I hope Fano's kind of a tweener with those arms. If Fano's there at 14, I think that makes it a pretty easy pick, in my opinion, just because he's really good, really athletic, and even if he is something that has to be kicked into guard, well, all right then, so be it.
Yeah. His Freeland he's just so raw, man. You just have to understand that that's gonna take some time, bro. It's not gonna be quick. And Mr. Fano, it was funny. I was talking to this one dude I talk offensive line with, and he said Fano's a center. He told me that. That's what they played him at the combine.
They were doing him at the combine. Yeah, that's what they were doing.
I can't get it out of my mind now when I watched him earlier, because he doesn't have the power of a guard, but he has the arms of a guard. And if you don't have the power of a guard and you don't have the arms to play tackle, you play center.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We need the Francis. We need the Maui Goa bong video, gas mask bong video. That's what we need. I don't even think that slides you in the draft anymore, honestly. But
I don't think it is.
It boosts your stock now. It boosts your stock. That guy's got lung capacity right there.
Wow.
Yeah. Who plays that coverage linebacker role? I do want to say, Glenn. I'll stay up for Glenn, man. My Draft Fanatics guy said that Iagoa is from 3 to 14 is his range. So I just wanted to stick up for you a little bit, here, Glenn.
They're
killing you. They're killing you, man.
My mock draft got skewered, despite the fact that I'd be doing cartwheels if it came true. But
they said 3 to 14 is his range. That's what he said.
Yeah,
he could have go 3. He could go 14. Yeah, it's not crazy.
So that's all. Everybody's range is that.
Yeah,
Caleb
I know.
Downs is right. Caleb Downs' range is that. Everybody.
Ruben Bain.
Ruben Bain.
Yeah. Who plays coverage linebacker out of the two?
Dean.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think Walker is not good in coverage. I don't know.
Yeah. Let me put this way. If Walker can figure it out, he's athletically, he could probably do it. But it's been 4 years.
Colston Love. If you watch Colston, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. Colston Loveland. Oh my gosh, if you watch that, what he did to him, it's like, oh no.
Yeah. Thoughts on if the defense is going to be very aggressive with lots of blitzing with the new linebackers?
I mean, Nakobe Dean's a hell of a blitzer. I mean, he is incredible at it. I mean, Josh Jacobs, good pass protecting running back, and Nakobe Dean was just running through him.
Would Rodriguez still fit with Dean and Walker?
I mean, you'd be behind him, but he still fits in the scheme. Yeah.
Well, they both get hurt all the time, Matt. So he'd be playing.
This is true. So
he'd probably play 12 games.
Yeah, he'll probably make like 10 starts.
You wonder if they go that high line because Rodriguez, I don't know where he's gonna go.
I think seems to be skyrocketing, which is wild. But
yeah,
that athleticism was a question, and he answered it. So, but he is still kind of small. Small linebackers don't get taken as high as Nakobe Dean. Like they don't.
Nakobe Dean,
yeah, like a lot of them, like the NFL still values like 240 pounds coming downhill, like at linebacker.
Yeah. Do we really need an edge with Pay,
Yes.
Dean, Kuntz, and Tyree?
Yes,
because two of those guys you just listed aren't edges.
How do you feel about the leak of the contracts compared to last year's strings of one-year deals?
You kind of told you what SpyTech really thought of the roster last year, by the way, because last year Pete Carroll, gets in there, and I know Pete's particular with who you can sign and who's going to play. We saw that as a nightmare last year, but one-year deals last year, and then this year, John SpyTech is just writing like big game show checks this year. And once that once you know you have a rookie contract quarterback coming in, it really makes you more liable to spend that way. And the floor, of course, they had to hit.
And I think the one-year deal was a Pete Carroll thing a little bit. I still think that
something. Yeah, I just mean right now it's 3 years. It's literally 3 years for everybody right now versus 1 year all the time last year. It's crazy.
That's a good question. Are most free agent signings coming off rookie deals? Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of first-round picks. A lot of former first-round picks that they signed today.
Mm-hmm.
Which I found interesting as well. So you wonder if SpyTech always had a high Quiddy Pay kind of grade or something. It was like, oh, we love this guy, or something, because it's Quay Walker first round pick. He was the Devontae Adams pick actually, and then you have Quiddy Pay, Tyler Linderbaum first round pick. So I mean, they definitely seem to be valuing going after guys like that.
Yeah. Probably not. Will the Chiefs be able to afford Creed Humphrey when he needs a new contract?
If you're Creed's agent, you're literally knocking on Brett Veach's door, be like, buddy, did you see that contract? Let's talk.
I'll tell you right now, man, the teams are gonna be pissed right now because Tyler Linderbaum did like Dak Prescott, where he was like, what? Like remember when Dak Prescott got like $60 million randomly?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Linderbaum's better at his job than Dak Prescott is, but that's enough to actually make that the market. Oof. And the guard market went crazy too. Carolina really exploded the guard market a couple years ago.
Yeah, Ione or Spencer Fano. I would go Ione.
He's a better
player. I don't know if he's scheme fit, but he's a better player.
Yeah.
I do.
It's
like
a tough
Fano
pick.
A lot, but
I
like Fano a lot too. Like he's really good. It's just like, where do you play him? That's my thing.
He's a really good athlete, man.
You can't play him at center on this team. So
I think he'd end up being a guard. I think he'd end up being a guard with tackle, like with kind of like swing tackle versatility, like if you needed him out there or something. I mean, what we're really hoping is Charles Grant just comes out, has a great year this year. That solves so many things if he just takes the scheme and runs with it.
I got a couple safety questions. Are Brisker and Chin too similar to each other? And who's the best safety on the market that's a scheme fit? I don't know. I feel like they should go safety in the draft if they're going to go safety.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're doing, right? I feel like they didn't go after safety.
Did Brisker get signed?
I don't think so.
I think I kind of like him. I know he's up and down, but I think that's kind of a gamble I take as somebody like that. I don't think he's going to get paid that much.
This one's easy for me. Just chase on.
Yeah, go get him. Just it works with Rob Leonard. Just go get him.
I hope he's still in the cards.
If you get Pay and Chase on, like you get both those guys, Pay can be your first and second down guy, maybe slide inside in passing situations, and Chase on come off the bench and be the pass rusher.
Yeah,
they could actually complement. Like you could get one complete edge rusher between the two of them.
Yeah. Would you guys say we out on Trey Hendrickson?
Yes. Probably.
They were never in on Trey. They're never in on the 30-year-old.
Coming in off the core. He had a core muscle injury last year too, which I think everybody stayed away from today. I think that said a lot. So the Raiders just aren't there yet. That's pressing fast forward, and the Raiders get in trouble when they press fast forward too much.
Do you think Tyree can thrive in a 3-4 scheme?
I'm not sure he can thrive at all. So let's see. Let's try this out.
Oh my god. Okay.
I talked about it when they announced it, like the 3-4 playing like the 4-eye, the 5 technique, that is how I've always envisioned him in the NFL. So now we get a chance to at least see it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. That's true.
Yeah. Would you guys trade for Alvin Kamara, late round pick? I mean,
aren't they going to cut him?
I don't know. No, he wants to be cut.
They're going to cut him. He's making a lot of money. They're going to cut him.
Someone else brought this up to me. Do we remember the last time Alvin Kamara was in Vegas?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did he beat somebody up?
Yes.
Oh.
I forgot about that. Caleb Banks at 14.
God, no. He's not a scheme fit anymore. No,
he's not. I know because he's 330, but he thinks he's Warren Sapp. So you have to remember that he's not trying to two gap nothing.
I'm the wrong person to sell on Caleb. He can't two gap anything. So
yeah. And he ain't trying to. He ain't trying to do that. Yeah. He's trying to make a play. He's trying to be the star. How's your optimism now versus then? I think it's a little higher, but my optimism was Clint Kubiak in this offense, man.
Right.
And people talk, because it's funny. I was going to say, people talk about trading like the pick and getting rid of so they can get a quarterback next year. I'm like, guys, you guys are underrating Clint Kubiak when you say that, because you bring in another veteran guy, we might win more games than you think. So,
I still think they're a 6 to 7 win team, but my excitement about the team will not be related to the win-loss record next year. I'm telling you, like it's just not going to be the case. I think they've actually been honest about what they are, and while doing that, have been able to reel in some pretty big fish, like Kubiak and Linderbaum and stuff. So that's good to me.
Someone asked about the Georgia players in the streets of Vegas.
Yeah, that is true. I think Mark Davis just needs a party bus that just drives around and just takes guys to places.
Everyone gets a personal driver.
Yeah.
Agent Simpson asked, why is nobody talk about Jordan Tyson? I mean, you obviously haven't been watching this show the last couple of days, because that's all I've been talking about. I mean, I don't know how I feel if Jordan Tyson's there, they take alignment. I don't know how I feel. I understand it, but I don't know how I feel about it. What's the new sign? What's the new signing? Sorry, Matt. You can answer this question, bro.
No. I'm pulling up I'm gonna pull up the depth chart to give myself a little bit of a crutch here.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Tyree and Lalu at the end, D tackle spot, nose. Maybe pick 36, Lee Hunter or Caden McDonald, hopefully. 2 inside guy, or the edges will probably be Pay, and Charles Snowden will probably start with Kuntz coming off the bench, kind of what we were just talking about with Pay and then Chase on them playing off each other, same kind of deal with Snowden and Kuntz. Mm-hmm. And then the 2 inside guys, Walker and Dean. Safety / your big nickel is going to be Chin. Another draft pick at free safety, Porter, and then Taron Johnson at nickel.
Yeah, because this is the main question, probably one of the last questions we'll talk about. We got out of here. Thieneman too high at 14. Who's the defensive player would take at 14? And Chug asking 14 and 36.
36, I'm just hoping for Caden McDonald. I want Caden McDonald to fall to 36. Okay. And everyone said that's impossible, but I don't know. McShay says he's day 2. I don't know. I think he could slip out of the first round.
I feel like his stock is very much leveled off since the end of the season.
Yeah. And
he was a guy that I think was getting really popular towards the end of the season because he was doing so damn well for Ohio State. And then ever since then, it's just kind of tapered off where Lee Hunter was getting more buzz than him.
Right. So if he's there at 36, I have a hard time passing on him.
Would you take Thieneman at 14 though? Thieneman at 14. My co-host on Draft Fanatics, he took him at 11.
People think he's going to go really high. I've been hearing that.
That's the thing is normally I remember someone threw that out there. I'm like, I normally balk at a safety at 14, but the way this draft class is and where the Raiders our knees are lining up and stuff like that, might just as well do it. This is the year to do it, and I think you get a baller free safety who just tests it out through the roof. So, and then 36 would be the nose tackle.
Yeah, I'd be for it.
Last question here to get out of here, guys. Last year, Spytek traded back and got snipped. Do you think he learns to trade up? Also, if Bane is at 8, would you trade up using a 14th and 2nd this year? This is a good way to.
Did he get sniped by somebody?
What did he get? Yeah, what did he get sniped?
Yeah, I think they traded back because they already lost out on the player. I think that's why they traded back.
Mhm.
Like, I think they wanted Eamon Worry at the top of the second, or a Schlesinger. I feel like they traded back immediately after those guys were drafted, and then eventually settled on Jack Besh. I don't think they had a foregone conclusion that they were going to just trade back and see what was there. I think that's. I like trading back. I think it's good. I don't think you're going to be able to do it in the first round. I'd love it if that was the case. But yeah, let's hope Ruben Bain. I'm hoping Ruben Bain's tiny little arms drop to 14 because that makes the pick really easy for me.
Do you trade up for him? Like, what would you think?
I'm not trading up for anybody. I wouldn't trade for anybody in this draft.
It would tempt me, man. If he got to 8, I think it's got to be tempting for them. It would be. I think they have the draft picks to do it. It would have to be tempting. It would have to be.
You're saying if you got to 8 at New Orleans?
Yeah.
Around there.
Because
you have to go
one, if you jump up to 8, the Chiefs don't get him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Get ahead of the Chiefs.
You might be giving up 36 for that.
Yeah,
that's
I don't know.
Like that's probably what it costs. Like in my opinion, I agree with you. Go get the player if it's there, but it's like that 36. I think there's going to be something pretty damn good at 36 that really helps this team. Yeah,
because it might be the draft pick next year too, like the number 1 that they got for Crosby. You might have to give that up to get it to 14 too. That's you go from 14 to 8, maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't done that.
Yeah,
because you just have to think, man. I don't know if they feel like he's at impact, it might happen. I'm just saying it's not gonna happen, or they should. I think they're gonna think about it if he starts to fall. Like, what if he gets to 11?
Yeah, then you conversation, because that's probably a 3rd round pick.
Yeah,
at that point to move up 3 spots outside of the top 10. But if you're talking about getting inside the top 10, going up 6 spots, somebody's going to want your at minimum 36 pick, and I don't really want to give that pick up.
All right, guys, we're out of here. We had 1,700 in here today, guys.
Well, people are juiced. People are excited.
We like that. And I just want to let everybody know we do go live on the draft. We go live on day 1 and day 2. Yep. And then we're also doing like a mock draft, epic mock draft with Draft Fanatics, where we're going to be doing picks. And we're going to be interactive, where you guys will be helping us do the picks. We do like a poll type of thing. So check out that. That's going to be April 9th, 10th, and 11th. So just look out for that as well. And we are out of here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the Tape Don't Lie store as well. Somebody asked where you get the Tumbler. It's the Tape Don't Lie store. Tape Don't Lie store. Tape Don't Lie.store. You can get this hat. You get you some pants. You can get you a shirt. You can get you the Tumbler. We got flags. We got slides. We got everything you want, guys. Everything you want there. All the cool stuff. So check that out, guys. We are out of here. Peace.